Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hey, Binskin. Rupert199. Welcome. Well, you know what? Now we're live. Hey, Jan or Jan from Slovakia. Very cool. Hello, Saint Sir Nicholas. Good to have you here. And Deuce AXL. Hey, Random Deal. It is a little early, but I want to start streaming both in the afternoon and at night. How about that? Doubling down, doubling down. Brazil says hello. Hey, hola, mundo. Hello from California. Hey, 1300. I hope you guys are fine and the fires didn't mess with your house. Big fan from Algeria. Awesome. Kapowitz. Custos veritatis. We are gonna do version 2 of the rings soon, by the way. We're working on it. Welcome to the Q&A. Q&A, update, ask me whatever you want. I'm here to talk about production of the channel. We've got some interesting projects, an amazing video dropping tomorrow. Very exciting times, my friends. All right, let's see how we're doing with the stream health. Twitch is a little slow today. I'm multi-streaming. YouTube is doing well. Yeah, very nice. We do not need the music. We don't. For now. How about that fade out? What is your pizza style? I'm a margherita guy, I'll be honest with you. But buffalo, if possible. Hey, Moslemkin. Wayne asks, Metatron, have I said something wrong? Not that I know of. Hello from Indonesia. Hey, Alif. How you doing? Doing great, John. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tien. Appreciate that. It's been a while, but well, not that long though. Pepperoni is the objectively superior pizza style. Depends on how hungry you are, to be honest. If you're like on a pepperoni mood, I can accept that. But then again, over pedantic, your new cartoon show, that is such a good idea. Over pedantic instead of, like, it could be a collaboration between the oversimplified channel and me. We could have a spin-off over pedantic. Oh, that would be amazing. A man can dream, right? I mean, they are massive, extremely successful, so. Thank you, wise guy. Appreciate that. Hello from Romania. Hey, Cefaj. Have you heard about the new House of David series on Amazon Prime? No, I haven't. Good day, Legato. Good to have you here. Hope you're doing well. MC11 asks, what manufacturer did you get your armor from? It depends which armor you mean. Roman, full plate, samurai armor, brigandine. Which? I got a few, my friend. Hey, Brett. Just started following today. Yeah, that's fantastic. Good to have you here. Oh, the Milanese. It was made by a manufacturer called Craftsmen of Taurica, but I don't think they're in business anymore. Based in Crimea. I reached out through Facebook, and then we talked, and then they made the armor, and all the rest is history, I guess. Can anyone here read this? I can. Echelon. That's a cool name. Echelon. Chris the Greek. Hellenic Armor said he was honored you mentioned him. The Greeks were calling you Titan of history. Wow. Well, he's great. I mean, I wish I could talk to him directly. I'll have to see if there is a way for me to get like an email, because he's really good. So I'm honored he's honored. Maybe one day, you know? Maybe one day. Although I'll be honest with you, rather than having him make a Mycenaean style of armor, I would have him make a ancient Greek, a classical Greek something. Either like, I don't know if he makes thorax, because I know he works mostly with bronze. But you know, a thorax with a reinforcement of bronze scales, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Doing well, Zymoun, thank you. You got games on your phone? I got a lot of games on my phone, but the one I'm mostly proud of is Final Fantasy Tactics. Epi Road Armor, I don't know if anyone sells that, man. Man is actually his name, I'm not calling him Man. Let's see. Thank you for the donation, ImpSimp. Hey, Raf, I need to learn Greek and Latin for grad school. Do you have any tips on how to quickly learn ancient languages? What should I focus on? Speaking, believe it or not, it's still what you should focus on, even though I know it sounds weird, because you might be like, who do I speak with? Well, either speak with yourself or try to get included in the, for example, Latin speaking community. I would strongly suggest you to subscribe to the channel Polymathy, and then he has a second channel called Scorpio Martianus, and a lot of good tutorials there for both Greek and Latin in one channel. So yeah, Polymathy, you should totally subscribe to him. Luke is a good friend of mine, fantastic Latin speaker. I mean, I ask him questions for clarification when I need it, just so you know. What Chinese armor do you have? I don't have a Chinese set of armor. Once with Iron Mountain Armor, we were discussing the production of a mountain set, mountain scale, but we never really got around it. Man, even you know what I would love to have if I could just spawn one right now? A 15th century Ming dynasty, so Ming Chao brigandine. That would be amazing. Hey, said dude, man, everything is fine. Thank you. Doing well. Doing well. Say Nicholas says, Metatron said, I want to take a moment to say thank you for your teaching on YouTube. Also, are you excited for the new High Elf models? Oh, I haven't looked into the new High Elf models, and you're very, very welcome, by the way. But the thanks should be shared among my team members, because really, they're great. You know, the ones that don't exist, the figments of my imagination, they are fantastic. Dr. Canestrelli and I, he's my lead researcher, yesterday I pitched an idea I had, and I told him, hey, doctor, how about we create a video and we address the idea of genocide, but in connection with the ancient Romans. Did the Romans technically, legally speaking, and definitionally speaking, actually commit genocide? Because there are three elements that usually this accusation is brought forth by people on YouTube. It's everywhere, and it's either the Julius Caesar with his genocide, I'm going to put it like this, of the Gauls. Then you have Scipio Africanus against the Carthaginian, and interestingly enough, Septimius Severus against the Caledonians. I'll get back to this because it's something we can discuss to make this a little spicier. But anyway, so we're preparing a video where we're going to go into the details, try to separate propaganda from real truth and historical evidence. It's going to be a good video. It's a vanilla video, so of course it's going to cap at 18,000 views and nobody's going to get a notification for it. But here we are. Did you play any of the Soul series? Yes, since Demon Souls. Love them. I'm not a huge fan of Souls-likes, though. So far, there hasn't been one Souls-like that has caught with me as much as an actual Dark Souls. And that was my fire alarm. I still have to swap the battery. I'm going to have to go and push the button, otherwise this is going to persecute us for the rest of the stream. So I'm going to do that in a little bit. Big fan, much love from Ohio. Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. Kevin, thank you for being a member for a month. I've recently begun reading Familia Romana. Oh, nice. I hope you like it. Gaming Maniac TV, good evening, Metatron, from a Greek future historian. I want to ask you whether you know any masters on Mediterranean history. Masters, you mean like at university? Like a master's degree? Or did you mean like an actual teacher or something? Anyways, that thing is driving me nuts. So I'll be right back. Don't worry. I'll scroll back for the chats that I'm missing right now. So I'll be right back. Technical difficulties.
Is it yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna click it now.
I didn't know if it was yours or the one in the hallway.
No, it's mine. It's mine.
I'll keep chat occupied.
Okay, that's lovely.
Hello, chat. All right, everyone. Hello. Oh, I bet I'm screaming. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? It's Kinsey's stream now. Oh, I forgot that happened. I forgot that happened. Oh my. Hello, noble ones. How are we doing today? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have an English accent, so I should have one of those. Hello, noble ones. How are we doing today? Hope everyone's having a great day anyways. I think Raf's done.
I can give you this.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I can give you this. There you go.
Okay, I'm done now. You can go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to be here.
Bye, noble ones. It was a pleasure to have a channel.
Here you go, love.
Okay.
Bye, chat. Bye, everybody.
Imagine someone joining right now.
Can you imagine? They're going to be like, who the hell?
Oh, no, let me do that.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
Bye-bye. You want some air on in here? It's hot.
Yeah, it is a little hot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 75.
They say bye.
What?
They say bye.
Oh, good. Bye.
Is that thing starting again? I thought I heard it again.
Yes. I have a feeling it's not in this one, though. I think it's probably the one in the hallway.
Oh, I see. Well, you just need to hold the button down in the one in the hallway and it should stop.
Hold it down.
I just hold it until it goes beh.
Okay.
Sorry
And
for
then
that,
you let it
noble
go?
ones. And then I let it go, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Ooh, we really need to buy the, it's the square buttons, the 4 volts, is it? And yeah, so let me check the chat. Let me scroll back a little bit. There we go. I think that should do it. The Traveler. Hey, oh, I've got a dog here. Hey, Metatron, just wanted to say that the Salet is infinitely better than the Frog Mouse. Love your videos. I disagree, but it is really good looking. The Salet is nice, but then again, if I'm getting a lance strike in full gallop to the face, I'd rather have a Frog Mouse than the bever of a Salet. I'll be honest. I thought I saw. Oh, there he is. Hello. I'm like, where is he? Okay, today we've got a lot of guests. Do you have anything to say, noble dog? Do you have anything to say, noble dog? Best place to buy Lorica segmentata. Absolutely. I'll show you in a second. I'll actually show you, but it's Fabrica Cacti on Facebook. They do a spectacular job. They are in Poland. They ship worldwide. So definitely, that will be. Do you like potato and pizza? Yeah, fair buy, depending on the mood. That's good. You can ask any question you want, Amber. Q&A is free. Whatever you want. Tell your husband to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Oh, I'll play it. Alright, yeah, okay. Do you want to go? Alright, you want to go. Fine. Okay. Good boy. Alright. Ikoda in Japanese. Good boy. Okay, so does the dog have Lorica segmentata? Not yet. Mosh Lemkin, hey, Metatron Germany, Shadow Wesley just did a video reacted to Kentucky Ballistic using a medieval hand cannon against armor, and they mentioned how the armor was too low quality to actually have good results. Since you're in the US, can you do your own test? Ooh, yeah, I actually reacted to that video myself. I have a video reaction to that as well. What armor am I gonna shoot? I don't want to shoot my armor. It was expensive. So there is that. I mean, I guess at one point, but then again, I would have to get a hold of. I don't know where he got his medieval firearm. Besides, I don't know if the channel could get into trouble because of firearms. To be honest, I think it's a bit too risky. What is your bank account? Yeah. Desert Eagle versus Segmentata, that'd be great. Thank you, Impegnification, for the donation. I'm Metatron. Have you seen this? Corsican language, can Spanish, Romanian, and Italian speakers understand it? No, I haven't. So I'm just gonna add it to notes. And yeah, let me just put it in here. I'll probably react to it for the second channel, Metatron's Academy. Oh yeah, video on Charlemagne's Paladin. You see, I would love to make a video on Charlemagne's Paladin. It's just the problem. Yeah, he was part of the stream. He was part of the stream. The problem is that YouTube doesn't... You know, I'll do it. It's fine. But then I'm afraid that you're asking for it, but then you won't see it because YouTube is not going to send you the notification. I've recently made a very nice video on whether or not the Romans were using double weight swords and shields, and we went into the Latin, we translated it, we found the answer. It was really good. 16,000 views. And once again, of course, I understand that someone with a small channel might be like, I wish I could get 16,000 views, and I absolutely understand. You know, I'm grateful for whatever views I can get. But sometimes when I do a react and I get 100,000 views, and then I make a really nice core video like that and it caps at 16, it really forces my hand, and not to stop making those, but to kind of, you know, fill in the space between regular videos with reacts, responses, and debunking, because otherwise, what am I gonna do with 16,000 views with a channel this size? It's severely underperforming at that point, isn't it? Hey, I'm 13. When should I buy Lorica Segmentata? Depends. If you're one of those 13-year-olds that you're already kind of tall and you feel like you've developed when it comes to height, you could get it now. But if you instead think you're still going to grow significantly between 13 and, say, 18, I would wait a little longer, see if you, maybe by the time you're 15, you'll... It's just my suggestion. Please, I'm silly, but I would like to hear your opinion on the Epic of Gilgamesh. I have 2 videos on the Epic of Gilgamesh, Amber. If you write Gilgamesh Metatron, you'll probably find them easily. If you have, of course, any question about it, feel free to ask it now in specific question, and if I know the answer, I'll... We addressed it with the team a couple of times. Elizabeth, member for 6 months. Thank you so much for that. I introed you to my son, You to my son from Oversimplified. He thinks you're cool. He wants to know if you have a bearded dragon, since he has one. Ooh, he's neurospicy and loves history. That's lovely. And I do not have a bearded dragon. Apologies. But perhaps one day. Did you see that Dequitem video? Did a video where he got hit with a lance. Ooh, gosh, I didn't see that. I'll have to check it out. Would you ever attempt to make your own armor? If I knew how to, like if I was guided with someone who is a pro, 100%. Glory to Pompey, says Ares, and I absolutely agree. Glory to Pompey. Pompey the Great. You don't mess with Pompey. What a general. You send Dash some stuff. Okay, Pompey forever. How old is that noble dog? He's 3, I think, now. He's 3. He's a Pomeranian, so he stays small. Do you prefer the beaches or the mountains in Sicilia? I personally prefer the sea over the mountain, but Sicily's got some gorgeous mountains too. I check your channel daily, so I will see it. That's good to know, St. Nicholas. That's good. That is the way to avoid the problem with notifications, isn't it? Hello, streamer. What is your favorite ancient Roman period? The Principate under Augustus. So 1st century is my favorite. Doing well, Tomsky. Thank you. Thanks, Alex. He says, I love your videos. Appreciate that. Alexander the Great versus Hannibal. Who wins? I'm going to say Alexander. I mean, Hannibal lost against Scipio. And Alexander was... Scipio was amazing as well. So it is what it is. But my money's on Alexander. Yeah. In your opinion, is scimitar a pejorative term to describe swords? No, not really. Solvento, I don't see why it would be. We even have the word in Italian, we say scimitarra. And when I say scimitarra in Italian, even if you have no sword training whatsoever, and you tell anyone in Italy, scimitarra, they think of a curved sword, and they're usually in connection with like the Middle East or like, yeah, Southeast Asia, that type of stuff. That when you say scimitarra, yeah, scimitar, I don't think it's a pejorative term now. Might be slightly not well descriptive, but still. Yeah, I want to shoot your own armor plus the GUN could explode. Yeah, it's too risky, yeah. And the channel could explode. By the way, since we're talking about the channel, to give you a very nice update, since this is about updates, tomorrow I'm dropping my next deep, in-depth Bible video. And for those who don't know, I don't make them very often because they're extremely deep, but I make linguistic and cultural and historical analyses of Bible-related topics. It's one of the series that I've had going, and it's not really about religion. It's mostly history of religion. So I don't preach. I am a Christian, but I don't preach those that are very secular. They're very secular. Anyways, I've just created, it took me 6 months with the team, but we created a new version, a remake of the video I made a couple of years ago called The Historicity of Jesus. So, was Jesus historical? It's kind of an in-depth analysis, comprehensive analysis of all of the different elements of evidence that is usually brought forth when we discuss the historical Jesus. And I think we did a phenomenal job. Also, of course, people will accuse me of being biased, but then again, it's a teamwork, and my lead researcher is atheist. So, I mean, we kept each other in check, let me tell you that much, making sure that he wouldn't present his own bias, which also exists, but like he's not a mythicist, though. So, like, we do debunk quite a few arguments presented by mythicists, but we also nudge back into the correct sort of methodology also when it comes to some apologists. So I think it's a really good video. It's almost 1 hour long, and if you remember during the whole situation that happened last week, for those of you who saw the video that now is unlisted, because this video had a production cost, I said for now I'm putting it on Patreon because I need to see I need to see how the situation evolves. But you guys basically already, with all the support I received on the first 24 hours of my video going live, I got a lot of new Patreon support, a lot of people on Twitch subscribing with their Amazon Prime. It was fantastic, and then quite a bit of direct donations. So we reached the amount needed, so the video is going to be dropped tomorrow, and I'm really, really excited about it because it's going to be a fantastic video. Like, we put a lot of work. Thank you so much for Jim Ross for gifting 5 Metatron memberships. That's very much appreciated. Case in point, when it comes to you guys and support, you're always phenomenal. Epic Name says, fantastic. Those are probably my favorite because you do such deep research. Yeah, that's why they take so long. Although then again, the next one is scheduled for the week after because we did too much research and I could do 2 videos with it. One was already an hour and I still had a lot of stuff left. So basically we are doing a first video and then which comes tomorrow, which is the main big shot video, and then next week we will do one that it's just an analysis of the historical context specifically in Rome and Judea in 1st century. So like economic condition of the population, taxation, legislation, what it meant to be under Roman rule. Like that one is its own video now because it was already an hour long without that section. So I'm like, you know what, I'm making 2 videos out of it, why not? So that's yeah, the best. Thank you, Maiken. Have you watched Wendigoon? Not that I know of, but that name rings the bell. Imsim, thank you for the donation. I'm debating on what to do my thesis on and would like your input. I'm debating between the Seleucid Empire or the Byzantine Empire. And then 900 to 1050. At that point, it really depends on do the one that you're more interested in. So just pause. sort of imagine it in your head. If I had to sit down right now and spend 3 hours doing research on one of these two, which one excites me the most? And that is your answer. Personally, I would choose the Seleucid Empire, but it's up to you. It's entirely up to you. The Hittites is another empire that I've been researching lately, because I don't know if you know the channel. I mentioned him on a couple of videos ago, but the channel Leonidas Sparta. He's a channel member. I would say good friend of the channel, really. And then he made a response video to me. We were debating the idea of, all very civil and very respectful. I really appreciated it, which is why I'm going to make a response video to his response. And we are basically debating and discussing the concept of cavalry application specifically in the late Bronze Age. And so I thought that talking about the Hittites was the perfect topic of discussion. So I'm producing a video about that, which should go out in the next few days, and it's going to be an in-depth video. It's not a react, so usually neither is the one tomorrow, of course. And I think that could be good. Do I have an in-depth video on the Sengoku Jidai? Not an in-depth video like I would want to, but I have two, Lucas, I have two videos where I dissect the TV series Shogun, and I put a lot of information that is historical and about feudal Japan from, between the end of the Sengoku period and the beginning of the Edo period, and some of the differences. So if you find my Shogun, they're very long videos, so I think you'll find what you like, even though it's packaged differently. Packaging really does help when it comes to YouTube production, by the way. And when I say repackaging, what I mean is, let's say that I want to make a video on the Sumerians and their forces. If I make it as a lecture, it will cap with very low views, unfortunately. But instead, let's say that in that moment, a new movie about that specific topic comes out, then I take the same lecture, but I connect it to the movie, and I say, hey, let's see the movie, and that way gets 10 times the views. Sometimes we YouTubers do this with video games as well. Like, for instance, if I wanted to make a video analysis of the Kingdom of Bohemia, I think I don't need to tell you what game I would discuss and attach it to that. Thank you, Clint. Take my money. I appreciate that. Elizabeth, thank you for the donation. My mom's master's degree is in pastoral studies, and she loves your history of the Bible videos. Ironically, she's an atheist in her old age. Hey, I know. I mean, thank you, Elizabeth. Say hi to your mom. So that's why I think, regardless of what my detractors say, that's why I think we are doing a good job with those Bible videos, because they're appreciated by literally almost everyone. Christians like me love them. I've seen people, of course, who are atheists and agnostics who tell me, hey, I'm atheist, but I love this video. And I'm like, great. I mean, that's good, right? Because it means people are feeling that I am sincere when it comes to, okay, but let's review the sources professionally, right? And let's have a look at this. What is the truth, right? Because sometimes people accuse me of being Eurocentric, but the reality is that I'm truth-centric. And I'm a liephobe. So yeah, that's good. And I've seen people belonging to other religions who also told me they really liked the video. So I'm really excited for this video tomorrow. It's going to be good. And once again, thank you so much for making it happen, guys. Thanks for your continuous support. Ad Astra, Scipio and Hannibal. Your opinion on it, says Carl. Ooh, that's a full, thank you for the donation, but that's like a massive video. Scipio versus, well, yeah, I mean, it is Latin. Versus, should I say, Hannibal. Maybe I'll make a dedicated video. I mean, as you know, I've been reacting to Oversimplified. I'm going to react this Sunday. I'm going to film my reaction to the part 3 of his Second Punic War, which is mostly focused on Scipio Africanus versus Hannibal Barca. So you'll find some information on that there, and then it's possible that I'll make a dedicated video at one point. Let me, I think I can turn the air off. I don't really need it on, and it's kind of noisy, so I'll be right back. Well, I hope that thing is not starting again. Sorry, I found that chocolate heart. Couldn't resist. Skipus alongicus. Alright, how's everyone on Twitch? How you guys doing? How many people have you got on Twitch today? 49, that's pretty good. I probably should start streaming more often in the afternoon. What do you guys think? Hey Tomsky, greetings to you. Where in England are you? If you feel comfortable sharing that. Metatron, are you planning on making a deep dive into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, like your Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 videos? Yes, but it's taking me a little longer than usual, than expected, to produce that. So I hope that by the time it's finished, the video will still be relevant. It's just that sometimes when it comes to the deep dives, I want to make sure that I do them right. And so I understand that if I could make it a lot faster, then it would be more relevant and get more clicks. But then again, I don't want to compromise the quality. So what I'll do like a simple reaction or a little video like that. But then the deep ones, they are ready when they're ready, you know. More afternoons, says St. Nicholas. Sounds good. I'll do both. I mean, because I enjoy my night streams. I do enjoy them, like, you know, when it's like 10:30 or 11 p.m. Central. And I'm like, let's just relax. Let's put on a game. And then I put on a horror game and I do not relax. But hey, nobody's perfect. Let's see, Utaro says, hey Metatron, I recently watched your commentary on a very simplified history of the Punic War. You said that the Roman casualty figures are very accurate. Could you elaborate on this in a future piece? How after so many centuries we're able to confirm whether the claims are tens of thousands? Yeah, we discussed it with the, well, I don't know if they lost, I don't think they lost 80,000. I think they lost between 50 to, yeah, it's possible between 50 to 80 though. We don't know exactly the precise numbers, and oftentimes we need to be careful with the numbers when it comes to casualties being reported by the ancients, because, you know, they could have a kind of a shock effect intended for the readers, because remember that a lot of the stuff that we read is propaganda, right? They're propaganda piece, they are government controlled, so there is that. But then again, in this case, what would the Romans have to gain by saying we got butchered to pieces? That's why this is one of those that I'm like, you know what, I'm starting to think that this is probably right. Given it could be used as a justification for what they did to the Carthaginians afterwards, so that should also be taken into consideration. But I remember looking into it about a year ago, and I remember that there were several reasons. I don't remember all of them by heart right this second, to be honest, but I do remember coming to the conclusion that we thought that these were relatively accurate. I'll see if I can find those, and maybe, as I say, you know, right now the videos seem to be doing well, the ones that have to do with the Second Punic War, so perhaps a dedicated episode is, you know, it's possible. Alif asks, hey Metatron, do you want to check out Kings and Generals, Racism in Roman Empire, considering you reacted to Invicta, Rome Views on Races? Yeah, that's a good idea. I might have a look. Why not? I'm writing it down just as an option. The last time I reacted to Kings in General on their video on the Irish, they did a pretty good job. There were only a couple of things that I disagreed with, but I wouldn't say anything major. I thought the video was well put together. Hey Higashi Martial Arts, yo Meta, hope your situation is better. Also, what camera do you use to stream? Yeah, the situation seems to be doing, in the sense that it might take a few weeks to resolve. But thanks to you and the video that I made, but mostly you, I got a direct contact now with the company, which means I do feel confident. We are working towards a resolution, and I do feel confident that a resolution will happen. But thank you so much again to all of you. It's just that I still don't know, because these things take time. So I think it's going to take, yeah, things are moving since Nicholas, absolutely. And I believe, because I mean, I don't know what I'll be honest with you. I hope no one harassed. Okay, I really hope no one harassed in my name. But when it comes to complaints, I think it is our right to complain. If we don't think that a service has been done correctly, I think it's absolutely fair to complain. Thing is that, so removing for a moment any possible, let's say that I don't know, 50 emails were actually borderline harassment. I condemn that, and I don't like that. I don't support it. But I think they must have received a couple of thousand that were just regular complaints. And because, yeah, you guys. Yeah, so now I've got a direct contact assigned to me. Things are now face to face. Things are different. I think you really are fixing it, as I say, reaching a resolution. Because I remember one person said, I'm going to unsubscribe because you didn't post a resolution update. I'm like, I don't have it. These things take time. I don't know what to say. Of course, I'm always sorry to see people go. But then again, it wasn't even, it was like, I'm going to unsubscribe if you don't kind of feeling, which is kind of weird because it's not up to me. But I do appreciate, of course, everyone who has been supporting, generous, and I appreciate people for caring because, right, that is wonderful that you guys care, that we create this kind of connection between the audience and the creator and the family of the creator. So your support was fantastic. The fact that you cared was great, and righteous indignation is a thing. But then again, I need some time now. And also, I have to be a little careful when it comes to making more videos about it. And I'm sure you'll understand why. But things are going very well, let's put it this way. I should check a small Norwegian channel, Ola Onsrud. Okay, interesting, I'll see. If they speak Norwegian, though, I can't really understand it, so we'll have to, I hope they speak English. That's a good question, Harry, on Twitch. Ignoring fantastic aspects, gods and goddesses, is Homer's Iliad of value of historians when it comes to understanding Bronze Age Greeks regarding war, politics, culture, and related? Absolutely yes. In fact, I 100% believe that the Trojan War happened. I think Troy was a city. We in fact know where Troy was. We have identified the hill in Turkey. And yeah, absolutely. Now, given it's still a mythological text, but more than being mythology, it's a pedagogical text. So it's a text that has some teachings that they want the population to receive. And most importantly, the aristocracy and people that could read. What teachings? For example, this person is a righteous man and is a righteous king, and so he's blessed with these victories. Instead, this man did something that we frown upon, and so he received this punishment. It's very pedagogical. It wants to create these archetypes. So you need to be familiar with the sort of archetypes that you will find. And yes, there will be some, for example, there are the lists of the populations in connection to specific navies, for instance, and that gets updated depending on the political situation. I'll actually be speaking a little bit about this because I'm going to speak about the Trojan War on that response video that I'm making to Leonidas Sparta that I mentioned. And so you'll find some information there with the actual sources. But yeah, I do believe the Homer's Iliad is a text that contains history that is great for understanding their point of view, and it's good. Yeah, 100%. It's not just mythology. The idea of thinking, oh, it's just mythology, it's nonsense. No, it's pretty good, and a lot of the stuff is real. A lot of the stuff is real in there. I'm glad to hear, Hesh Ventura, and it's good to have you here. William asks, what have I missed? Oh, nothing. We're just chatting, talking, Q&A, having fun, discussing channel updates. For example, the fact that I'll drop the new Jesus video or new Bible historical analysis video tomorrow at midday. I didn't say midday, did I? At midday. In fact, I kind of want to show you. I want to show you that I'm not full of it. That this is real. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So let me show you. I'm going to share my screen very quickly. Boom. Yeah. So here it is. Now the title was Jesus Historical, but that's just a preliminary title. Once this video goes from unlisted to public, then I'll probably put something like analysis, historical analysis or deep analysis of Jesus' historicity, or maybe was Jesus historical, and then something else next to it. But as you see, it's a 53 minutes and 45 seconds video. And at the moment only has 114 views because these are from Patreon, because Patreon's got the early access. But tomorrow this is dropping. This is dropping. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, watch it be 10 out of 10 and YouTube not pushing it. Yeah, guys, if you can, please share it. But I think it's going to do well. Usually I can't complain. My those type of videos usually do well. So we'll see. Thank you, Corey, for the donation. Why did you change your content from the tame, less opinion-based video essays to the streamer-style reaction video? Still love your channel in August. But then again, I didn't really change it in the sense that as you say, well, opinion-based is still there, but I would say, let's call it the regular, personal, original content about history. What I changed it is the number of uploads. Because if you remember in not in July, in June, and before that in May, I was posting around 8 videos a month. Then in August, I switched to 30 videos a month. Within those 30, I still post between 8 to 10 old school, regular, original videos. But the rest are either reactions and commentaries. Sometimes they are debunking videos. So yeah, I've done that because of the fact that YouTube just doesn't push the regular content. So if I only produce regular content, the channel is crushing down. And that's why I swapped it. But those still exist in the same numbers and sometimes even higher. So yeah. Here we are. So the why is that. It's like, if unfortunately YouTube doesn't push them. So it is what it is. I think Tacitus is pretty good. Now, of course, Matt, we can't... It depends on the specific source and the context in which it was written and who it was supposed to read it. And, you know, because that's why you need to know the context around whatever passage we're reading, whether it be Tacitus, whether it be Livy, whether it be Vegetius, whether it be, well, whoever really at this point. Dionysos Laricarnassus, Diodorus Siculus, Cassius Dio, there are so many. But at the end of the day, and that's why you often want to cross-reference, which is what we do on that video, for example. We cross-reference, and then you, if possible, analyze the material culture and see if the archaeological record also confirms some of the statements made when this is possible. But yeah, no, I like Tacitus, and I think Tacitus is a very good historian. I mean, so yeah. Do you plan on doing collabs with Leonidas Sparta? Possibly, yeah, why not? I'm always open for collaboration videos. I'm just very slow. I'm making them happen. Why did the Japanese emperors lose power, asks Fire Spawn. Yeah, I think it's because of the rise of the warrior class. It's a lot deeper than that, but if I had to put it into one sentence, I would say the rise of the warrior class changed the balances of power. And this is something that happened in Rome as well. Think about it. When does the Republic, meaning the Senate, start losing power? When you have dictators who are generals, so the military, such as Julius Caesar, who start to accumulate power, and the soldiers, the men, are loyal to their generals, rather than some either noble person, aristocrat in the case of Japan, or some politicians that they probably don't even know. Like, they know who they are, but they've never even seen in their life, whereby with a general, they went on campaign, they won, they ate together, they fought together. And so when you have the accumulation of power and popular appreciation into a military individual, that's when I think either nobility or, in that case, senatorial class start losing power. Now, of course, they stabbed him to death, but still his adoptive son, Octavian, became the emperor, and that's when the Senate started losing power. So I think it's a similar situation in Japan. It's when you have the rise of warriors, the success of generals or shogun, and then it's kind of a pattern. James asks, what company? We were talking about the MCN. Do you know what an MCN is? Netflix Foreign says, yeah, there was a lot of money. I hope things work out. I think they will. I honestly think they will. It's just going to take some time. Yeah, exposure was the best antidote, I agree. And some were asking me, why did I put the video unlisted? And I put the video unlisted. I could have left the video up. And it's unlisted. It's not deleted. It's not private. So people who have the link or people who have already watched it and go into their watch history, they can still go back. The comments are there. I still reply to some comments. The reason why I put the video unlisted when it came to the problems that I had with the MCN is because on that video I said, hey, due to these problems and the fact that we still haven't received our revenue this month and last month, then I would like to ask you for Patreon support. I didn't ask for direct donations, but I did put the PayPal link there. And also, I was saying maybe support on Twitch. But you guys, why? Because I wanted to be able to pay the mortgage without any trouble. And I wanted to fund those videos that I've already paid the researchers for. So I've already invested that money, or some of the researchers were waiting for some of the pay. And I wanted to be able to cover that. And because you guys were amazing, that was recovered. That amount was already reached and surpassed within 20 to 24 hours. But after that, the donations kept coming. So I felt like, okay, if this stays up and it's getting a lot of views, it hit 92,000 in 20 hours. I'm like, this is exploding. This video is going to get 300,000 views. And then, but the problem is that all the views and all the people that come after those 90,000 views, they still think I can't make mortgage, and they still think that the videos, I'm losing money in the production of videos. And so they would be donating under different premises, and I didn't feel it was the honest thing to do. So yes, if I left it up, I would have continued to receive donations, but I felt it wasn't the right thing to do. So I unlisted it, and that blocked the views. And again, thank you so much. The purpose of that video wasn't to make as much money as possible. The purpose of that video was to reach a certain amount. The amount was reached. That was great. I'm very grateful for it. But I didn't want to exploit the reach of the platform. And then when it comes to how things are going to continue, yeah, it'll take a few weeks, I think, to figure it out. Just to give you a little bit of an update on that. Thank you, Bastien, for subscribing with Prime. Case in point, thank you for your support. Metatron, what would you suggest for people wanting to become historians? To make sure that you keep your principles solid. Because this is a time when, unfortunately, if you become a professional historian and you work at a university, depending where you are, at one time it can happen that people will offer you money and societal rewards to lie. These are the people that I debunk, by the way. I found another one recently, and and they get all the virtual signaling they want, they get all the applauses, and but they're lying. So stand firm. That's my study as much as possible and stand firm. That's what I would say. But then again, you should always have a plan B when it comes to your ability to sustain your family. Thank you, Hesh. Appreciate that. Let me see. Firespawn, please excuse my ignorance, but isn't Shogun the title of Supreme Commander? Yes, but sometimes when it's translated, it's translated as like... well, the translation in Italian is generalissimo, which means like highest general. So still use the term general. That's probably why I connected it in English to general. I guess commander is a great translation. I mean, your translation is flawless, so sure. Greetings from Poland. Thank you, Raze. Who's my favorite historical ruler? I'm gonna have to go for Octavianus Augustus, which is why I haven't jumped the hate wagon when it comes to Civilization 7, because they gave me my boy, Augustus. So yeah, that was nice. Now, of course, there are a few things I didn't like about Civ 7. I might make, maybe I already made a video on my gaming channel. I might make an actual in-depth analysis, but it's not like some people say it's a horrible game. I don't think it's a horrible game. I think They made some choices that are a bit annoying, but it's a good game. Appreciate that, Empo. Trying to be a man of principle. Trying my best. Thank you, Miss Homemaker. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation, Deceptive Cobb. Hello, number one. I have a question. What armies across time, not modern era, would have been an amazing battle? Est, Khan versus Persia, etc. For me, would be Edo Japan versus Saxons. You know, Edo Japan versus Saxons. I think Edo Japan is gonna butcher them. But if we do Heian Japan versus Saxons, then there could be an interesting fight. I have a few videos like that. If you write Metatron versus, you'll find a bunch of those videos on my... They're a little older, so I might take forever to get to the point, just so you know. Might want to start the video minute 5. But yeah. All right. Have you played Nobunaga's Ambition? No, but is it, Angelo, isn't that... It's kind of old, isn't it? Yeah. Number one, do you know Tick History? I heard of him. I don't think I watched any video of his, so I'll have to check him out. Do you have a video on Octavianus Augustus? Now that you're actually making me realize I don't, so I should make one. I mean, I spoke about him several times, but I should make one, so I'm just going to make a note, a mental note. I'll do that, yeah. It's a good idea. Hesh asks, Megatron, you debunked the Wipetian issue. I don't know what that issue is. Thank you, South Perspective, for the donation. Have you ever seen the photo of Archaeologist manual as Steve posing with the Corinthian helmet? It looks great. I actually did, and I saw it today. I thought it was awesome. He's the one who actually found the helmet, right? And then he put it on his head. Man, I wish... Could you imagine that, putting on an actual real bronze Corinthian helmet on your head? I wish. You know, if I ever, I don't know what all these rich people like Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and all these people that are like, you know, Bill Gates. If I had like a tenth of what they have, I would totally buy a real helmet. Like, you know, because there are auctions. These helmets get sold. I know it's crazy, but some of these do belong to private collections, right? Which means you can buy some of these. It's just that the prices are insane. But I mean, for someone like them, even if one of these goes for like freaking 50,000, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm buying that. I am buying that. Do you read historical fiction? If so, any recs? Not really any recommendation I can think of. No, I haven't read any historical fiction in a while. To be honest, yeah, let me see. Maramai says it's not bad per se, but they have taken the series further and further away from the early games and fan base. That's true. There are some choices that they made when it comes to this one, whereby they pretty much kind of copied and improved over Humankind, the other game. Which, like for example, the fact that you can start with one civilization and swap. Not a huge fan of that, but then again, the armies are great. The troops look really good. It was actually kind of funny because they went when it comes to Egypt, they made them all black. So they actually went with the Afrocentric thing, but not the leader. Because I was thinking, what are they gonna do with Cleopatra? And they didn't, because they were too afraid. They were afraid because with Cleopatra, what are they gonna do? Because if they make Cleopatra black, they are gonna get so much hatred from one side. And if they make Cleopatra white, or like European, Mediterranean, Greek, they're gonna be hated from the other side. The Afrocentrists are gonna explode. Not all Afrocentrists. I do understand that plenty do recognize that Cleopatra was not African, but a lot of people, and African now you're gonna black. But then again, there are a lot of people that complained with me. They said I unsubscribed when Metatron started spreading the lie on Cleopatra not being black. So yes, I get those comments. So those people would have got pissed. And so what did they do? They chose another pharaoh. I just thought it was funny because I still think Afrocentrists are not gonna like it, because now what you can do, apart from the fact that the current leader, Egyptian girl, she looks kind of Semitic, Middle Eastern, Levantine origin. So now you have they're going to be pissed because they're like, oh, you could have chosen a black pharaoh and you didn't. So now you have a Semitic looking woman governing black people. But even worse, you can choose another one of the leaders who is white, like Augustus, and put him on top of the Egyptians. So it doesn't matter what they do. Someone is going to get offended. I don't get offended. I disagree. I think the Egyptians, would have been wonderful to see the Egyptians mixed, multi-ethnic. So because Upper Egypt did have a high percentage of black individuals who would have been Egyptians because it's very close to Kush. But the Delta area, it would have been a minority of black individuals, and the rest would have been kind of the olive skin that I always say. And I'm saying it on purpose because I know it pisses people off when I say the word olive. So I'm going to say it again, and I'll say it 3 times, olive skin. That kind of brown skin that we usually see in the reddish brown that we see on the paint walls. I think it would have been nice to see them mixed and to have like some with this skin color, some with that skin color. And it would have been nice. I think it would have been more coherent with the sources, but I guess they were too afraid to do it. But they still gave me Augustus. The point when I draw the line and I'm like, now I'm going to boycott the game, is if they systematically remove everything European, then you're going to piss me off. Of course, I would do the same if they systematically removed everything African, but they don't. So this is it's even the point talking about it. I think you already know that that's the way I feel. So if they removed the Romans, I would have exploded. You would have seen a video me saying I'm taking down civilization. They gave me Augustus. I'm like, fine. Fine then. Augustus is good. But yeah. Yeah, Egypt was a conduit. It was really in the mid. It does face the Mediterranean. It does face the Mediterranean. And that's a truth that they can't get away from. So, yeah. What I would have liked if they added Kush separate, right? We could have had Egypt and they could have had Kush. And if you add Kush, no one is going to say, the Kushites are not supposed to be black. Who would say that? Who's this idiot? Right? So I think that would have been great. And then they could have put the Kandake. Could you imagine that? The Kandake, the actual women queens, black queens. They didn't do that. They just took Egypt and, all right, whatever. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah. So, and also I think, I don't know why no one puts Hittites in these video games. An incredible civilization, whether it be the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, the New Kingdom. The Hittites were incredible. The way they used chariots after the reforms of the Middle Era, when they start putting 3 soldiers per chariot, 1 with a spear, 1 with a shield, 1 with a bow. It's fascinating stuff. I don't know why we don't do that, and I think we should, because the Hittites were incredible. They had all different cores. It's a fascinating. You have smoked a good kush, says Anthony. My mom, says Elizabeth, my mom told her your response. She said, hi, thank you, Elizabeth. We'll say thank you for watching to your mom. Really appreciate that. So I hope she'll be looking forward to the video tomorrow. Do you own any soldiers? Like, you mean actual Roman money? No, I don't. But I know you can buy it. I don't even know if it's legal. Is it legal to buy it? I don't even know. I'll have to double check the laws on that. Absolutely, Bestia. It's good to have you here. Hope to see you tonight for some gaming. Matter how much of the ancient knowledge is lost. People say that we lost like 95% of human history, unfortunately. It's really difficult to quantify, is it? So Bestie asks, Metatron, I feel pretty dumb asking this while in the middle. But as a 33-year-old who spent his school years effing around, I now realize how ignorant I am in many fields. We all are, though, right? No one can know everything. Are there any basic texts in Italian you would recommend for a general infarinatura? Sorry, don't know the English term about history. Infarinatura, I would say overall knowledge. Probably, I would say, like an overall basic introduction. Perhaps. About history in general, we'll have to be a little more specific, probably. I'll think about it. I can't think of one right now like this that would cover like a general thing. Oh, but I do have the channel for you. You should subscribe to Europa Antica. He's one of my research members, by the way, and the channel is in Italian. If you just write Europa Antica, but instead of writing U, write a V instead of the U's. His name is Dr. Canestrelli, and he will really help because he's phenomenal, which is why he's one of my researchers. He doesn't exist, though. That's what my detractors say. They say that I made them all up, and in reality, there is no team behind me, which is kind of funny when they do that because they're actually complimenting me without even wanting to do that because you're telling me that all of the stuff that we did as team members, so all the hundreds of hours that they put over the years was all my work? Thank you, I guess. My haters don't even know how to hate. They end up giving me compliments. That's great. Netflix says, Meta, I think the Vatican is holding a lot of ancient knowledge. Honestly, having been inside the secret Vatican archive, because I was invited and I went, they do have a lot of stuff down there. They do. And I could see a few things. I had to ask permission to touch anything, but they did show me quite a few things. And like, for example, the first documents of the relationships between the papacy, the Holy See, and the dynasties in China. Some of those original. Even I actually saw the original. Well, the original. So when the Pope writes a bull, he doesn't just write one. Or particularly when it's like an excommunication letter, one is sent to the recipient and the other one stays in the archive. Okay, so they showed me the copy that stayed in the archive when it comes to the letter of excommunication of Martin Luther. So I saw that period, and it was interesting to see how they signed stuff. So yeah, no, they have a lot of stuff in there, 100%, 100%. Pizza or pasta depends on my mood, leader. Oh, you guys were talking about gold. Oh, I think that's in Fort Knox. Ciao Raffaello, ciao Urioli, thank you for the donation. I'm in Calabria learning Italian and struggling. Your videos are a lifesaver, please make more. Do you tutor? Grazie. You are the governor. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good time in Calabria. And do I tutor? I used to, but right now I don't really have the time to do one-on-one lessons, unfortunately. Also because, it's one of those situations where, because I'm running all of these channels and I'm making content and then sponsors, I would have to price them so high for me to be able to say, I'm going to remove this hour that I could have used to work with a sponsor, for instance, or maybe to produce content that I just stopped doing it because I don't feel good about asking people for too much money. Also because at that point, then you can find someone who is equally or maybe even better than me for a lower price. Of course, some people could say, but you also spend a lot of time on Twitch playing games. Yes. But then again, I'm hoping that side of the career will explode. So I'm kind of investing a lot of time. At the end of the day, time is a resource, isn't it? And it's limited. So just one of those things. Skeleton says Cleopatra was Greek FFS. Man, I agree. If there is one thing that you can know for sure is that this channel is never gonna do not a 360, no, 180. This channel is never gonna be, oh guys, because I received so much hate, I just want to tell you that my grandma told me that Cleopatra. Never gonna happen. Doesn't matter. I don't even care if the channel becomes like in one of those situations where we don't get views anymore. I'm still gonna say it. I'm still gonna tell it how it is. I don't even care. I don't even care. It's a promise. That is a promise. Now, of course, if new evidence, that's different, right? If evidence is presented to me and I'm like, whoa, they found her body and she is black. I'll make a video tomorrow. I'll be like, guys, I was wrong. I was wrong, guys. Isn't it? And then I will go into, isn't this fascinating? I wonder how this happened. And then we can try and discuss a little bit. But until that happens, Mr. Simon Elliott, I'm looking at you. For every statement you make, 10 videos on this channel. 10 videos. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the donation. Goodness gracious. So talking about that, I found this professor, and it's one of those. So I was going to make a video and post it tomorrow, but I stopped. Because, I mean, this professor is really bad. Like, this professor is really, really bad. But the problem is that the channel, this professor, it's not their channel, okay? So they were invited into this other channel. And for what I could see, this other channel seems to be a little politically pushed, but other times they made videos and I'm like, fair, this video was done well. So I kind of have mixed feelings when it comes to the channel. But then again, the problem is that the host that you see during this video, who was asking questions to the professor, unfortunately died 2 years ago. And so I imagine the family, it was a catastrophic event. It was a 30-year-old father. So I have delayed the production of this video. It will still happen, but I'll delay the production of this video because I need to create the most effective disclaimer I ever can, because the professor is so bad that people are going to go into that channel, most likely, even though I tell them people don't do that, people will still do it, probably. I can decrease it a little bit, I imagine, but people will go and say, oh, she's horrible. But I want to make sure that the owners of the channel, the family, particularly if they're grieving, they don't get any. So I need to make like a disclaimer where I explain the situation, that I have nothing against the presenter. I heard that he was a wonderful person, and he didn't do anything wrong. He invited an expert. It's not his fault that the expert was horrible. So I'm working on it. It's gonna be a good video, but I've got to write that disclaimer, and it's gotta be like on point. But trust me, the professor was, the face palm. Talking Cleopatra, talking not really just Cleopatra. Was talking Hannibal. Was talking Northern Africa in the classical period, but it was bad. Like, I'm talking, oh my gosh, the level of arrogance, condescending, and political pandering was insane. Insane. So yeah, I'm going to tackle it 100%. I just have to make sure that the situation is well handled. So yeah, Ninja Gaiden is awesome. I agree. I don't know what that has anything to do with it, but I do agree. Ninja Gaiden is great. Whatever happened with that idiot that said the Roman Empire never existed, says Lady Jennifer. Oh gosh. I think she stopped her TikTok and created a new one, because I guess she was getting a lot of, because the video, she thought, I made a video about her, just like a lot of other people did. But actually, my video, I know I mocked her because, I mean, how can you not? But I was otherwise a lot less attacking her and mostly destroying her arguments, as opposed to other people that were attacking her directly. And but she really didn't like that. So she tried to attack me back. She spread some lies. She said that I had no university degree when I do. I don't know why people do that. It's so easy to debunk. Why are you even trying? I mean, I have it, and I got it with maximum points. They gave me like it's called cum laude in Latin. It's what they give you when you reach maximum points. Not that I want to flex, but if you say I never got one, I did. And I got it 110 out of 110. But anyways, that's beyond the point. Then she said that I was, because I'm Italian and I like Japan, it must mean I'm a fascist. I loved that. I love to see, to study, as a psychological case study. It's phenomenal for me. The causal link when it comes to how the mind of this individual works. Anyways, and then the next thing was that what was it? She said, oh yeah, that I had done some crowdfunding and failed all of them. And that was my favorite part because she did it with a green screen. And so behind her, she showed the page with my crowdfunding. It was a crowdfunding that I did many, many years ago because when I invested to buy Roman armor and samurai armor. And it was so funny because she said the crowdfunding was failed. And then behind it, you could see 3,600 euros out of 3,000 received. So like you just self-debunked. I mean, at least make it challenging, So anyway, she thought she could do that. And then she said my name, first name and surname out loud because she thought that way she could scare me. And it backfired because I made another reply. My second reply to that got almost 1 million views. And so she shut their channel down and opened a new one. You see, that's what happens when you lie. That's what happens. That's why I never lie, because what's the point? Lying takes so much more effort, energy, resources, not to mention it's dishonest, but setting that aside, since honesty, it's not something that I can use with a person like that. But it's just, it takes so much. Just tell the truth and leave it at that. She could have said, I don't like this guy. All right, she could have said, I don't like this guy. No, she called me white supremacist and all that stuff. And that backfired really bad. Hey, JT, thank you so much for being here. And you ask me, so let's see, konbanwa, and then watashi no nihongo yondeiru desu ka? Yeah, I can read it. You wouldn't add desu ka after iru though. You would say yondeimasu ka, or yomemasu ka. If you want to ask me if I can read it, then you should use potential. And yomu becomes yomeru, can read, and then yomemasu ka is how you can ask that. So watashi no nihongo yomemasu ka is how I would write it. Yeah. I've always wanted to visit Rome and Pompeii. You should. I love Rome. It's my wife's favorite city, together with Milan. She loves Milan, but she's into fashion. That's why she loves Milan. But Rome is really amazing. Sava says, still under 1 million subs, Metatron seems the algorithm stick to this number. I'll go beyond that number eventually, I hope. Yeah, right now the growth has gone down a lot, but I'm hoping that the video that I'll post tomorrow, the Bible video, I hope it will do well. And if it does, I hope that will create a flow of subscribers. Anthony writes, Omae wa mo shindeiru. Literally, everyone knows that one as long as you're into anime. I think everyone, it's the first Japanese you learn. I even think he says it. Kenshiro says it in two ways. Either like you're writing, Omae wa mo shindeiru, or Omae wa sudeni shindeiru. I think they use both in the anime. They switch it. Absolutely, Bestia. You're very welcome. It's so weird to call you Bestia, though, because I feel like I'm insulting you. I'll call you Noctis. Okay? I'll just call you Noctis. Yeah. Thank you, the Spartan11, for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Very much appreciated. Hagop says Simon Elliott and that other Wired professor are so unbearable to watch because 10% history, 9% nonsense, and ignorance sponsored by politics. You're right. I can't fault you. I agree. The whole spiel with Simon Elliott saying that Septimius Severus was black, and which is nonsense. We know that. We have the coins of we know what he looked like. We have the paintings. We know where he's from. We know where his family is from. We know where his grandfather is from. We know everything almost about Septimius Severus. We know what his kids look like. It's so obvious that the guy was a Semitic Middle Eastern man, basically. He was partially Italian as well. So partially Mediterranean. He was half Mediterranean, half of Levantine origin. It's so obvious. But he pushed the whole thing because virtual signaling, now he's going to say, and everyone is going to be like, oh, so good. And I remember this interview with that lady, right? You probably watched my video, the black lady. She was nice. And then she was all happy. And she was like, so are you telling me that he was so cool? And he's like, yeah, Septimius Severus, most powerful black man. And she's like, oh, he's so cool. I'm like, you do understand that Septimius Severus is one of those emperors that was accused of genocide. I mean, I personally think the expression genocide is actually a little anachronistic when it comes to these specific contexts in classical antiquity. But which one is it? Because he was a colonizer. He was someone who, there is this, I think, who quotes him? Cassius Dio, I think, is the one, where they say that Septimius Severus was so pissed with the populations in Caledonia, so modern-day Scotland. He was so pissed that they decided to kind of break their, not allegiance, treaties with Rome, right? They broke it, they started allying among themselves, and so they weren't going to send money and all the resources. He got so pissed that he told his son, Caracalla, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, go there with the legions and kill everyone. Butcher every single one of them. Women, children, pregnant women. That's what he said. That was his order. And so the legions went there and did the unthinkable. Is he cool just because of the skin then? I mean, because if this was a white man, they would have been like, oh, a monster, colonizer. This is the problem. Sometime anti-racism, I'm anti-racist, okay? I'm anti-racist. I think everyone should be treated by their character, by their actions, not by what, I mean, you know. But sometimes anti-racists go so far that they become the racists themselves. It's like you go all the way around and you're back to where you started. And that's the truth. Of course, I can back every single thing I've just stated about Septimius Severus with the sources. So it's like, are you sure you want to claim that one? I don't know, man. 13 Rees, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. You guys are awesome. In my head, Canon Septimius Severus looks like Pedro Pascal. Maybe a bit more tanned than that, but yeah. Let's see. St. Nicholas, can you say if you like my profile picture? Yeah, is it two swords? I know the one on the right is a sword. It's pretty cool. What's the one on the left? Because it looks kind of small on my screen. Hello, General. Good to have you here. I can't wait to not watch the Odyssey movie. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to watch it because I make content with it. But my grandma told me, says John. Man, that grandma thing, we're gonna repeat it. Netflix has no idea what they did. They created a meme. We are never gonna let it go. We are never gonna let it go. Nathan, hello from South Korea. Hello. I've learned Korean. Any tips for Korean speakers trying to learn Japanese? I think the grammar is not too different. Like the ga particle, I believe, works the same way, but I'm not versed in Korean. But I mean, if you're fluent in Korean, I think Japanese would be easier to pick up than Chinese. But then again, the characters are going to be really annoying. The kanji, unfortunately. Aman asks, did that company resolve your payment situation? We are working towards a resolution, probably going to take a few weeks. I'm confident it's going to be resolved thanks to you. By the way, I've already mentioned it, but you know, I'm here to answer any questions, so I'm happy to repeat. So yeah, I think we are working thanks to all of you, you know, in the video. I believe now I have someone assigned that I can talk to directly, and we've been discussing, and I think we'll find a resolution, yes. It's just that it might take a few weeks, so I don't really have an update when it comes to that. But eventually. Someone is asking what was the professor claiming, and then you ask Afrocentrism. Not exactly. It was weird. The owner of the channel asked the question, was Hannibal Barca black? I don't think there is anything wrong with asking that question. And then the professor went into this crazy talk about white supremacy, which honestly, he's asking a question about history, what on earth. I mean, you can say whatever you want. I'm all for freedom of speech, but I've failed to understand the connection. So she does all of this thing to say why it's, why people that ask that question, blah, blah, blah. And then, finally, after all of that, she says, but it doesn't matter. When they say that, why do you care? Or it doesn't matter. It means that they can't say that he was black. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Which she can't, by the way, because of course she can't. I mean, they did show the usual coin that they do, which is ridiculous. But yeah, and then she started laughing at the camera, saying, it's not your people, it's not white. And then she started debunking the idea that Hannibal Barca she's like, it's not Nordic, he's not a white Nordic European. I'm like, who says that? Who says that? Find me, man, if I've ever seen a straw man. Who says he was a white Nordic European? Find me one person who says Hannibal Barca was a blonde, blue-eyed Nordic. And I'll debunk them. I'll tell them, guys, you have no idea what you're on about, but you got to find them because I've never seen one in the wild. Dave Ross, how's the game dev going? A little slow right now because I've been mostly focusing on the videos and playing games, but I'll get back to it. Also because I loved it. And then Caracalla became Darth Vader. Yeah, totally. Empu says, I don't care what they tell you in school. Metatron said Cleopatra was olive Greek. Yeah. Yes, I do. I don't even know if she was olive skinned. She might have been like a whiter, like me. I'm a Mediterranean, and my skin is pretty white. She might have been like me, or she might have been more tanned. Who knows? We don't really know. Not that it really matters, but if someone asks a question, I think it's fine to answer it and not say, but why do you ask? Man, that's annoying. Ubisoft dug its grave. Did they? Well, the grave has been in the making for a few years, if you ask me. McClone says, in a classic course I took in university, the professor did a lesson on why Athena, the mythological Greek goddess, was black. Well, I know what they base it on. There is a book called Black Athena, and that's what they base it on. Now, while that book does have a couple of things that are interesting, it is a book that needs to be taken with a monumental mountain of salt. And I do think the claim is incorrect. Let's see. B. Varga says, I think he was fully Phoenician. Very possible. We don't know 100%, but very possible, yeah. Jack Ray, thank you for the donation. Have you played the game Never Second in Rome? No, I haven't. What type of game is it? And Xiao Mao. I don't know the tones of that, so thank you. Metatron, can you explain your insult Muppet? Why do you use it? Is it something you've always used? I laugh every time you use it. Yeah, I think it's something I pick up when I was in England as a teenager and I never let it go. So then I just, I started using and calling everything and everyone Muppet. And I don't seem to be able to stop. Hey, Hollywood Saint, good to have you here. And how are we doing over on Twitch? How many people have we got? 67 viewers. That's kind of a... Why do you care said by a scholar is wild. And you know why it's wild, Noctis? Because I looked her up. Do you want to know what she teaches? The one thing she says you shouldn't care about. Then I wonder why she teaches it at university, among other things. The lack of self-awareness with these people, guys. Play more Elder Scrolls. Today I'm gonna play some Oblivion, I think. I might in fact start playing in a little bit. Nylon says Italians are an homogenous either, just like there is no such thing as Indian. Yeah, I don't know about Indians, but when it comes to Italy, you're absolutely correct. You'll find an Italian who looks like me. I think black hair and black eyes, or black hair, brown eyes, and light skin is the most stereotypical Italian. But you've got Italians that have got dark complexions. You've got Italians that are blonde with blue eyes. You've got a lot of Italians in the south who are red, ginger hair, and blue or green eyes. So... yeah. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? Huh. That's a tough one, isn't it? I'll have to think about it. A vote is good. Yeah, I heard about that game. Is it good? Why do you think I'm dodging your question? That's very self-centered. I'm getting hundreds of questions. Why do you think yours is the one I'm dodging? And what are you talking about Hillman? I'm aware of Hillman. I don't know what your question was because I didn't see it. I'm aware of him. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to ancient Greece, but he's full of nonsense. He's full of nonsense. Yeah, I can't find your question, mate. I'm sorry. There are too many questions. Literally, even if I know you put it, I'm aware of him. What are some of my favorite Kung Fu movies? Old school. I'm talking like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. Yeah. What languages are you studying right now? Right now, I'm mostly focusing on Mandarin because I want to reach fluency with it because I never did. I'm conversational, but I'm not fluent. And I'm like, that's one language that just stayed stuck here. Once I reach a level that I'm happy about, then, yeah, I'll probably start another language. Nug says, if he's full of nonsense, should be easy to debunk using the sources. Oh, no, he's not easy to debunk. He knows a lot, right? So when I say he's full of nonsense, it's because I believe he's full of nonsense. But I'm not saying that he's stupid. He's very intelligent, clearly, and he's extremely highly educated. So Hillman is probably one of the hardest to debunk. I respect people when they are knowledgeable. I still think some of the stuff he said about Jesus is complete, utter nonsense. But it's, yeah, maybe one day I'll consider addressing him, but he's definitely not an easy one. Definitely not an easy one. I can respect an intellectual opponent and their skills. I don't need to say that he's stupid or, I can debunk him. That would be kind of full of myself. No. I recognize his knowledge. The guy knows ancient Greek very well. Avowed looks pretty, but mechanically I'd rather play virtually any other game of the same kind. It's a regression. Really? I'll have to have a look into it. Looking for a new language to learn after Mandarin, I suggest Maltese. Maltese is a fascinating language. But maybe after that, I would look into maybe deepening. Maybe a Nordic language. That's what I would love to learn. A Nordic language. Would you prefer to learn modern Greek or ancient Greek? For my kind of studies, I would like to deepen my understanding of ancient Greek. But when it comes to the fact of being able to hold a conversation with someone, then modern Greek would be fun. I haven't studied some modern Greek, but... Napoleon says, who is Hillman? Dr. Hillman is a scholar who makes a lot of videos that are very sensationalistic in the sense that he makes statements that make Christian apologetics explode. It's entertaining to watch. I remember like this podcast that I watched with him. For example, one of the statements he makes is that he thinks that the original Bible was written in Greek, talking about the Old Testament. I disagree. I think the original Old Testament was written in Hebrew, so I'm kind of connected to the usual academic approach to this, but I understand where he's coming from when it comes to the richness of the ancient Greek language. But he makes some statements that, like, the people I've seen, like channels that say that he's possessed by the devil, because honestly, the guy looks it. He really looks the part. He looks like someone who's possessed by a demon. And I know he knows that because he rides it when it comes to his public image. Anyways, a very knowledgeable translator, let's put him this way. But some of the statements he makes are, yeah. Let's see. There we go. John says, my mum is 100% Italian and she has blonde hair and blue eyes. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, remember, in Sicily, for instance, once I read this guy who came into my comments section. Man, I should have screenshotted it. I'll see if it's still there. But this guy went into the comment section and debunked me because he said, you don't even know that Sicilians are dark-skinned. And then he literally proved it in his sense with a, like, he's like, go to Google search and write Sicilian. I'm like, mate, I'm from there. Are you serious? Sicilians had Norman dominations. We've got it all. Plus I'm Sicilian, what the heck? These people are ridiculous. So that's an idiot that is easy to debunk. Differently from Dr. Hillman, that's an idiot. And I'll say it, that's an alt-idiot. That's how I call them, because people insult me calling me alt-right, so I'm going to call them back alt-idiot. But yeah, that's an easy one. That is very, very, yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me see. How are the Papatrons? Oh, they're great. They had a fantastic dinner. Learn Finnish, Metatron. Yeah, that could be fun. South Perspective, thank you so much for the donation. My grandparents on my mother's side came from Naples and they are blonde with blue eyes. Oh, yeah, sure. And my other grandparents are from Rome and Valentia. They are also blonde with blue eyes. It's still a smaller fraction of the population that tends to be blonde with blue eyes. But yeah, totally. Absolutely. There are a lot like that. Cantonese has 8 + 1 tones, which would be impossible for me. Yeah, how many tones do you have in Cantonese? Because Mandarin has 4. And yes, I know some books say 5. Once again, nonsense, because the 5th tone is the lack of a tone. How is that a tone? Logically, it's not a tone. There are 4 tones. Now, given some of those tones have variations. So it's deeper than just saying there are 4 tones. For instance, the 3rd tone, which everybody messes up, took me some time. Academically, it's taught as you go down and then you go up. So like ma, no Chinese says it that way. Usually Chinese just find a pretty low area as they go down, and either they keep going down a little bit, or you just keep it very low and go like ma. So very slightly, that's how they pronounce it. Unless it's at the end of a sentence, then they will pronounce it fully. With in this case, I'm using ma, but I could use ha. But in the majority of cases, they don't. They don't pronounce it that way. Anyways, there are variations when it comes to tones, and now they are, depending on where you put them, they influence each other. So it's more complex than just saying 4 tones. But when people say 5 tones because they count the lack of a tone as a tone, it's... What is my favorite language to speak? Probably Japanese is the one that I find more entertaining. Hobocop, hello. Thank you for the donation. Do you agree the Byzantine Empire is underrated? I agree 100%. Absolutely. JT says, I'm not good at Japanese. Keep practicing. You will be if you keep it up. So, yeah. Oh, the one on the left is Galadriel's dagger from Lord of the Rings show, and the right is Teclis' sword from Warhammer. Ooh, Teclis. I actually have the miniature. I have both. I have Teclis and Tyrion. Is that his name? Tyrion and Teclis? Teclis is the mage, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it. Metatron, do you still play For Honor? No, really, I kind of got bored. Tomsky, I don't know if I'm gonna. There are so many other games to play right now, both when it comes to retro and modern, that I don't think I'm gonna get back to it. You seem to favor fantasy games. Do you have a favorite space or sci-fi one? And do you play MMOs? I do, but my favorite type of games actually is survival games. The one particularly if you can build, like Conan Exile, Valheim. That's my favorite type, and I can put like thousands of hours in something like this. Those are my favorite. I love RTS, of course, turn-based, Heroes of Might and Magic, one of my favorite games ever. When it comes to sci-fi, I want to say Mass Effect, but either the first or the second. Mass Effect was so revolutionary. The fact that you could fly in space and visit other planets and actually interact with the people. And oh my gosh, what a game. Andromeda was pretty bad though. I lost interest very quickly. It was a shame. They're making a new one though. As long as they don't do Veil Guard 2, I'll play it. Talking about that, I heard that Dragon Age Veilguard is free now. You could get it for free. You know, for free, I might play it just to make content, to make fun of it, because I wasn't going to give him $1. I did not buy it. I refused to buy it. But now it's free. So free, I'm tempted, because free, they're not getting anything from me. And I could see if I can even stand it. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe if I lose a bet or something. I did buy Diablo 2 though, because I want to play it with you guys. We'll probably play it tonight. I'll probably play it tonight. If the new Mass Effect is human again, I won't touch it. How do you mean? Would you learn horsemanship? I would love to. Absolutely, I would love to. Retro gaming is my favorite. Tell me about it. I still play with my Amiga 500. I just posted a video on my gaming channel, Metatron's Protectorate, of me playing with my Amiga 500, and I was playing the game Megalomania. For the Italians, Megalomania. It's the one that Megalomania. What a game. It's one of those early God games. If you remember the game Populous, the God simulators, Megalomania, it's basically as if Populous and Civilization had a child. What a game. What a game. I posted it earlier on today. Mass Effect is so good. In fact, now that we're talking about it, I kind of want to play it again. Didn't they do like a remake? Maybe a remaster, not a remake, like an HD remaster. If there are good mods for it, I might re-download it. But tonight I want to play Diablo 2. I'm so into Diablo 2. I don't know what it is. I played Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 is the most addictive to me. Like when I play the others, I like them. I like every Diablo game. But Diablo 2 is so addictive to me that when I start it, I just can't stop. I just want to keep continuing. It's such a good game. Now, given the resurrected version, they kind of ruined a lot of the characters. The Amazon looks like shit, and there were a few things that I hated. But then again, my favorite characters were the Necromancer, and the Necromancer still looks cool. And then the other character I liked a lot was the Templar. So I'm thinking of doing a Templar run. And of course, if I know that the people that are not like me, so like, because I played it back in the day, right? For me is, let's play a game that I used to play in university. So I'm familiar with the original game. And I can already imagine some people complaining and saying like, is this one of those DEI games because the Templar is black? And I'm like, I have no problems with the Templar being black because he was black back in the day. So it's not a race swap. In fact, I would have a problem if they turned him white. Not that it's going to happen. Never going to happen. But I'm saying in the original, the Templar was a black man. So I'm like, yeah, give me the same as the original. Now, I will complain about the fact that the Amazon was blonde, and they removed every blonde and redhead from the game. I'm not even joking. I'm like, why? They just turned them all into brunettes. And so I don't particularly care for the NPCs, but for the Amazon, I'm like, but wait, the Amazon was a blonde girl. Why did they remove her? Why did they change? Now looks like a 45-year-old woman with the face of a man. The Amazon looks really bad. But I like the Templar. I like the guy. So I think I'm going to play, probably I'll do a Templar run. We'll see. What a game, though. Dave says Diablo 2 is my favorite also. You can switch to original graphics in the Resurrection. Oh yeah, and I do it a lot, in fact. But the graphics are nice. The how they rendered it, I actually really appreciate that it's just a button. Like, I don't even need to go into the options. It's just hold the trigger plus whatever, select, or depending options, what controller you're using. And boom, you get the old school graphics. I love that. So there are things that I like about it, but I'm so surprised that no one did mods to fix the characters that got changed. I really wonder why. And I heard that it's because people are afraid of getting banned. That's nonsense. Ever played Medieval Dynasty? You might like it, says Anthony. Ooh, that's an old one, isn't it? Medieval Dynasty. I think I may have tried it at one point. I'll have to try it again. Thank you for the suggestion. Hey, Greg, good to see you here. Thank you for the donation. 2 good survivor crafting game to come. Breath Edge 2, and Dune Awakening. I think both have demi on Steam. I can't even read. Thank you, my friend. I knew of Dune, and I'm really looking forward to it. Can you choose your house? I'd like to play. I don't know if they let you play as a Bene Gesserit. If they don't, I'd like to play as Atreides, I think. That's made by Funcom, isn't it? The same as Conan. Conan was great. I loved Conan Exile. Thank you for the donation, Hoticus. What cultural nation that doesn't usually appear in fantasy setting would you like to see? Personally, I'd like something based on Aksum. Hittite, as I was saying earlier on during the stream, I think they are so underrepresented and they would be so good. The Hittite nation with all we have so much information about their military would be great. Thank you, Dave Ross, for the donation. Sorry if it took me a while to read your super chat. Is it true that most fair-skinned hair Italians originate more from northern Italy originally, and the darker from southern because of different interaction wars? No, I think that's incorrect because, as I say, Sicilians had a Norman domination. So the Northmen came to Sicily. So those have been there for generations. They didn't come from the north. I mean, they came from the north of Scandinavia, from northern Europe, if that's what you mean. But if you meant that southern Italians tend to be dark-skinned and northern Italians tend to be not light-skinned, that's actually wrong. You find both. Yeah, you do find some southern people that tend to have darker complexions, absolutely. But you also find a lot of southern people that have lighter complexion. It's very mixed. It's something that, you kind of grow up with. And Sicily is so close to Africa that we also have a lot of Africans that relocate to Sicily. And I was always brought up in an extremely diverse environment. By the way, Sicily is extremely diverse. I would say still the majority look like me, but a lot of people, you see everything in Sicily, literally everything. Yeah. Have you seen the channel Premodernist? No, I haven't. Is it good? I just want to make sure that I didn't skip any other super chat. Let me double check funding for a moment, because I don't want to be disrespectful to people. No, I think I read everything. Yeah, one me in Halo, says Anthony. Sorry for not seeing that. I saw it now. You would destroy me. I haven't played Halo in such a long time. Abdullah Al-Bahar, thank you for the donation. Does Philip the Arab have Arab origins, or is it this name due to his place of birth? Well, sometimes, gosh, Philip the Arab, I'll have to double check his, what's the word? Gosh, I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, family history. There is a word for it, I can't remember it right now. I would have to double check it. But oftentimes in the classical period, in the Bronze Age, and what happens is when you have a name like that, like for instance, Scipio Africanus, his name is because of his campaigns in Africa. Or Germanicus had that name because it's a cognomen, right? So it's a nickname. It's because of his campaigns in Germania. So it could be that if it's similar, that it could be assigned due to something he did, or it could be because of its connection in his family history, or his place of birth. It depends. It could be all three things. So I would have to look into it more deeply, but thank you for the question. South Perspective, thank you for the donation. I hope that you're still here. How Octavian looked, since we are talking about Cleopatra and Hannibal. Absolutely. So Octavianus, are you referring to how he's represented in the game Civilization 7, or are you talking historically? Because in the game Civilization 7, they actually represented him very well. So what do we know? We know that sometimes his hair, some people translate it as being blonde. I disagree. I think his hair would have been light brown, because the Romans use a term in Latin, which is subflavium. Gosh, I don't remember the exact term right now. But anyways, they have a word to describe Nordic blonde, and then they have another word, and the second one is the one that they use for the emperor, which usually should be interpreted as a light brown. So when it comes to his eyes instead, they should be either gray or green. And unfortunately, I cannot tell you exactly which one it would be, because the term is the same, the specific term they use. So yeah, green, gray eyes and light brown hair with probably light Mediterranean complexion is what Octavianus is how he would have looked. Yeah. Okay, I believe I read ever played Ninja Gaiden, asks Anthony. Good for a rage stream. You're so right. Yeah, I played the original for the original Xbox. I have it physical copy behind me. And then I played a few of the other ones. Like, was it second or third? The one was called... I can't even remember now. Man, my memory. But yeah, no, I played a few. Didn't they make 3? Or did they make more than that? Okay, I think I read all super chats. Let's go back to live chat. Let's check Twitch. You just got the tasting history cookbook and an Italian cookery course. That's wonderful. Akron Live. I have to buy the cookbook from Max Miller. Max Miller, I really like him. Genealogy, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Genealogy. Thank you very much. No, it wasn't heritage, although that's a good word to use in this context as well. Ancestry. Man, you guys found all the 3 words. I couldn't remember any of those. But here we are. But yeah. No problem, Talos, that you're late. I'm gonna continue streaming for a bit, and I do want to play some games. And tonight, as I say, I want to play Diablo 2. Let me see if it finished downloading. Yes, it did. Ooh, I'm gonna have a great time tonight with Diablo 2. I'm gonna have a great time tonight. It's gonna be great. No, don't play Fail God, says Daxfile. Ooh, I know. Probably if it's like a Truth or Dare. Max is excellent. I agree, Legetu. Hey there, Poop Man. What a name. 1v1 me in Total Warhammer 3. Oh yeah, I love that one. I love Warhammer. I own all 3 because we wanted to have access to... Well, that's such a good one. Love it. I have put how many hours did I put into that one? Let me see. Total War. Warhammer 3. I have... Oh, not that many. I thought more. 63 plus 14, about 80 hours into it. Total War Warhammer. But these were all 1v1s. I didn't even play the campaign. So 80 hours in 1v1 still tells you I liked the game, right? There is Sengoku Dynasty, same like medieval dynasty game, but in Japan. I heard of that one, yeah. Show us Teclis and Tyrion models. See, the problem is that my Warhammer stuff is all inside the... I don't have the shelves ready to show them. So they're still inside my suitcases. Maybe one of the suitcases is here, but I haven't got it. You know what? Why don't we just have a look at the suitcase and just see what happens if I open it and what we get? Yeah, let's do that. I'll be right back. It's right here. It's right here. So, this is one of my Game Workshop suitcases. I have 5 more some of which are 3 times the size of this, and they are all full of minis. I don't even know what minis I've got in here. I haven't opened them since we moved to this new house, and I don't even know what's in here. So, oh my gosh, it's a mess. It got moved, you can tell. Hi, elves. We got high elves. Yeah, I wish it didn't happen, but I mean, they're still good. They seem to still be good. So we got some high elf archers here. Let me see. We need some light. We need some light, ladies and gentlemen. So, can I do this? Does this work? Camera? Yeah. We got a high elf archer here. Old school, 5th edition. Look at that. What else? So, yeah, mostly I see high elves. What's underneath? What's in the box? More high elves. So, this is just high elves, I think. We got a lot of high elves. They're all painted. Oh, no, we've got some Bretonnians. Wait. We got some Bretonnians. You got lucky. Wait. Yeah, we got a Bretonnian standard bearer. Looking pretty nice. And then we got another Bretonnian standard bearer in here. Because I know the rest of the Bretonnian army is probably... There you go. I don't even know if it's focusing. Apologies, it's probably very frustrating that I can't focus it properly, but... We got some nice minis, but the rest is mostly high elves and some more Bretonnians. So, yeah. But yeah, we got a lot of... I need to get those shelves, but maybe not now. If the situation gets resolved and thanks to you, I get paid the full amount, I'm getting some shelves. How about I promise you that? Yeah. Sounds like a plan. It sounds like a plan, guys. That sounds like a plan. We'll see a few more in a little bit, but who knows where the heck Teclis is, or Tyrion, not Tyrion, Tyrion, in the midst of all that. It is focusing. Oh, good. Yeah, Warhammer. I've got Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k. And you'll be like, oh, but Metatron, isn't that expensive? Yes, but I bought this stuff 13 years ago. So, I mean, no, what am I saying? When I was 13. So, do I even want to say it? 30 years ago. Here we are. Oblivion is great, I agree. How do you feel about the Yakuza having been to Japan? Never interacted with them. So, not sure really. Would you ever make videos speculating from a historical perspective on how plausible myths like Atlantis or El Dorado, etc. are? I mean, I guess that could be an interesting topic, yeah. Please play some campaigns on Protectorate. I should totally do that. I got a long list of games I want to play on Protectorate, but eventually we'll get around all of that. Do you like Devil May Cry, Metatron? Yes, I actually installed a PS3 emulator, and then I found this Devil May Cry remaster, because of course the original was for PS1. And then I managed, it works, it runs. And I played it the other day, and I thought I was going to make some old school Devil May Cry playthroughs on my gaming channel, The Protectorate, Metatron's Protectorate. Do you pen these yourself? Do you paint these yourself? Some, yes. Others, I paid professional artists to paint because I have a lot of armies. I have a lot of armies. I have a full... My main is High Elves. That one I mostly paint myself because it's my favorite. My Bretonnian army, I painted a few knights, but the majority of it was painted professionally and it looks incredible. I have a Chaos army, it's fully painted. But those I bought already painted. Most of those. I did paint... 2 units of what the heck are they? Chaos Warriors, and 1 unit of like Barbarians. Those I painted myself. So it kind of depends. Some I paint, some I don't. Some I have people paint for me, and yeah. Cafetero, hey Metatron, thanks for keeping me engaged during work hours. My very pleasure. Great to have you here. Do they still exist, says John? What, Warhammer miniatures? Yeah, I mean, you can buy them. Plus, they recently remade the old world thing. What 40k army do you have? I don't have a complete army yet, but I was working on an Eldari, but then I got convinced. I started buying miniatures for the guys that look like anime. They look like anime giant robots, and they're all about the greater good. What the heck is that name? Tau. I got a few Tau because they look awesome. And then I just bought a couple of, just for painting purposes, I bought some Space Marines. Because I thought it would be nice to paint them. It's not uranium, is it? Oh, no. I buy plastic. I like plastic ones over the metal ones. I've always preferred the plastic molds over the metal ones. And they used to be lead, by the way. The original old school ones in the 90s were lead based. Have you guys ever played the game Warhammer 40k Gladius? It is such a good game. We'll play it one of these nights. Would you ever work on a movie as a history consultant? I think there are people that are better than me with that, to be honest. But if for whatever reason I was asked, why not? I mean, I did work on a movie set once, but I worked as a translator because that's what I could, at the time it was a lot easier to find jobs with that. Yeah, the Tau. I think the Tau are cool. Their robots look great. Are you going to keep playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Yes. Yes, I will. I just like changing games. I'm a variety streamer. I like saying it that way. I heard another streamer say that, and I'm like, oh, I like that. So I'm a variety streamer. I love jumping from game to game, sometimes even... Because I stream a lot on Twitch in the evening. So like right now it's 6:41 over here in the afternoon. So once we're finished with this stream, then I'll take a break, watch a movie with the wife, have some dinner, and then at around 10:30 or 11, I'll be up and running again, and I'll probably stream for another 3 hours. And I'll play, and I do that a lot in the evening, but I like jumping between games. Sometimes in one evening I'll play 3 games. So I like doing that. Metatron is a relic, I agree. Napoleon says, I think you're talking about Games Workshop and Warhammer. Expensive stuff, I can't fault that logic, you're right. Made by a litigious woke company. What's woke about Warhammer, though? I mean, I don't know what's woke about Warhammer. I haven't followed them, Games Workshop, lately, but are they? I don't know. People call everything woke these days. So before I used to be like, are they? Oh, but now I have to confirm it to see if it really is. I love Warhammer though. I grew up with it. I started in 5th edition. I know there are people that played like 3rd edition, which is the one with all the heroes, I guess. Super powered, overpowered. Was that 3rd? I don't even know. But I started in 5th, and then I played 6th, 7th. Man, 7th was crazy when it comes to the to some of the rules. 8th was decent. I enjoyed it. Some people hated it. There are some purists that are like, I don't play anything above 5th. I get it. Then we played the unofficial, the so-called ninth age, which was very good. And but now they came out with the new stuff that I still haven't had time to look into because I guess I'm a little too busy. Sorry for missing your super chat, Roroni. I'll find it at once. Let me see if I can find it, my friend. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, Timmy. Also, I also skipped Timmy. So since I found this one first, let me read it. Thanks for the donation. I found Leonidas Sparta thanks to your recommendation. I was blown away by his documentary, Go Tell the Spartans. Would you consider reacting to it? Sure, yeah. First, I need to make a response video to his response video to me. And also SBS, thank you so much for the donation. Have you heard of Samurai Kumiuchi? No, I haven't. I don't know what that is. Would you ever make a video about Byzantine Sicily? Asks Imp Simp. That's a good idea, but I think I would like to first make other videos about Sicily. I should start talking more about the history of Sicily. You know what? Let me write that down, because you guys always have the best ideas. History of Sicily, please. That's how I write to myself, by the way. It's normal. Let's see. Oh yeah, I found it now. Sorry, it was one of the earliest ones. Roroni Phoenix. That's such a cool name. Thank you. What was the earliest known Roman armor? Probably the Cardiophylax. So basically, these would be like either a square of bronze that you just put in front of your heart, because remember the heart is in the center of the chest. It tilts left, but it's in the center. So they would have these Cardiophylax right in the center. Sometimes they could be 3 circles, or sometimes there could be 1 circle, but usually it's either a square or 3 circles. I think that's the earliest known Roman armor. Then eventually they will copy the Celts and produce the hamata, so the mail. Although they didn't call it hamata, they called it gallica, because they copied it from the Gauls. But yeah, I think that would be the earliest known Roman armor. Now, they may have had something before that that was just leather or textile, but, you know, good luck finding evidence for that. Thank you, Arindis, for the donation. I'm sorry I've only seen it now. Hi from Chized would be Czech Republic, right? Czechia. Some content about European or world clans like Habsburg or Premslid dynasty in the future. I highly doubt it, to be honest, because it's kind of one of those videos that the algorithm is going to penalize. Maybe on Patreon? Yeah, now I think I've read everyone. Apologies once again. Yeah. Kendall writes in Chinese. Let me see if I can recognize the characters. I'm more confident with my Japanese kanji than I am with Chinese hanzi, but let's see. So, kan ni de. Is that video? I think that's video. And then, 我学了好多. Yeah, I think you study very well, and then you watched my video. I think that's what you're saying. Is that the character? I need to double check that those are the characters because now I'm curious. Or is it channel? Oh, 视频. Yeah. With a 视频. Let's see. It is video. Yep. 视频. And then 频道 is channel, right? Because sometimes I get them confused. All right. So let me get back to the chat. All right. So you said 看你的视频我学了好多. Thanks. A Metatron first time live, says Jack the Track. Found you from Grey Nedrotic first time. Now I'm here. Tada. Great work. Humble and has long hair. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it is video, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you. I thought it was, but I'm like, maybe I'm full of it. And so I had to double check it. I learned a lot. Thanks. Thanks for explaining, Kendall. I appreciate that. 谢谢. Let's see. 谢谢你. Very good. I learned a lot. I appreciate that. Which video, by the way? I didn't read yours, Greg. Really? I thought I did. How did I not read yours? You're like number one. Oh, this one, the latest one. Okay. Have you made a video about creationism in the past and what your position as a Christian on this matter? Well, here's the thing. I've never made a video about it because, of course, it becomes a matter of faith. Of course, I'm a creationist. I am an old earth creationist. I'm not a young earth creationist, but I am a creationist because what kind of Christian would I be if I wasn't a creationist? Maybe one video that I was thinking to make is what area can like science and faith coexist? Which of course my answer to that is yes, just as long as you use faith for the matters of faith and you use science for the matters of science. So I wouldn't use science to explain God. Likewise, I wouldn't use faith to make a computer work, if you know what I mean. So yeah, as a Christian, I believe in creation. I absolutely 100% believe that we were created by God. But that doesn't mean that now I don't have to like or support the scientific method. I love the scientific method. If anything, I think intelligence is the glory of God. So it is a gift. It's what makes us similar to him. So any human being that is methodical, scientific, academic in the right way, I support, because I think that it's the best way to show who we are the children of. But then again, I never made a video on creation because it feels like it would be a doctrinal video and I don't make those. But maybe a video discussing the linguistic analysis of those Bible passages that talk about the creation, that could be something that could be secular and therefore appropriate for the channel. But thank you for the question. It's a very good question. Ken Roth, thank you for the donation. Why was Pompey so loved by ancient Romans? Well, he wasn't loved by his enemies, was he? He's definitely loved by us now. Pompey. Thank you, Ollie. I've been watching you since your video about KCD1 in 2018. Oh yeah, I made a few. And watched you almost daily since. I haven't seen you live stream before, so hello. Hi, very good to have you here. Thank you for supporting the channel for so long. Greg says, cool, I'm as well an old earth creationist. Yeah, I honestly think I wouldn't make fun of young earth creationists because it's their right. I don't make fun of atheists. I'm not going to make fun of fellow Christians just because they have a different approach to it. I understand where they come from when they count the Methuselah in the Bible and the ages and all that. I think they're wrong. I just think they're wrong. Also because it's not even days. The creation is not days. It's like 7 periods of time. But days, I don't think it's days. I think they are days from the perspective of an eternal being. So who knows? Who knows, really? Even linguistically, you can't really define them so easily. Samuel asks, how many hours of listening practice do you deem someone's need in order to attain a legitimate fluency? Well, listening helps you. It does help with fluency, but in order to become fluent in the sense of being able to speak fluently, you have to speak. You can't just listen. I know I'm being pedantic, but that's my middle name. Regardless. Listening it's very important, and you need to put as much as possible because that's what really helps memorizing the sentences, the words, the structures, the grammatical structures and patterns and the syntax of a language. Listening. So you need to do as much as possible. When I was trying to reach fluency in English, it was different because I was just literally catapulted in England. So I was basically doing listening 24/7. I did stop using Italian though. Completely. I just completely stopped using Italian. So basically 100% listening practice and conversation practice. But with Japanese, I did 2 years of strong foundation before moving to the country, which is what accelerated my progress when I moved into Japan. And within those 2 years, I did a lot of listening. I did like hours of listening. But if you can't because you're busy, I would say if all you can do is 15 minutes, half an hour, as long as you do it daily. Because if you do half an hour, but you do it like once a week, you can forget it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not here trying to tell people, you can be fluent in a week. It's not going to happen. I'll tell it how it is. You have to put a lot of hours into fluency. But if many hours are unattainable because you're busy, you're an adult, you've got kids, you got to go to work, you need to do all that, then make sure you have daily. Don't do 1 hour one day and nothing for a week. Do 15 minutes a day. Then see if you can up it. Maybe one of those days when you're a little freer. Try to surround yourself. But yeah, it is very important. It's difficult though to quantify it and give you an exact number because it depends. It depends on the person. So yeah, it's one of those things. Saint Nicholas talking about the ancient Romans stealing stuff and copying people. He says they should get sued by the people they stole their gear from. Goodness gracious, they would be sued by realistically every other culture and civilization in the entirety of the Mediterranean and surrounding Northern Europe, everywhere. I mean, they copied the gladius from the Carthaginians and the scutum. Well, not the scutum in its original form. They copied that one from the Etruscans, but the metal umbo they copied from the Carthaginians. They copied everything. The Romans were great at adapting, at using your own tech against you. Really good. And then mass producing it. Yeah, there you go. I got both. So Dream says I'm a young earth creation in myself, and Avalos says I'm an atheist. Hey, I respect both of you guys. It's your choice. When we disagree, we can sit down, have a coffee. This is not a coffee. I'll never make fun of you, but I will disagree. But not make fun. I don't like making fun, because what's the point? I mean, I believe in the resurrection. Someone who doesn't believe in that could make fun of me. What did we achieve? Nothing. So, you know, it's one of those things. Yeah. I'm getting messages. Where did I put my phone? Professional streamer right there. There you go. Professional streamer right there. Oh, nothing. Okay. Just double checking, you know. I always check, because having an elderly father, you always want to double check that he's okay, because, you know, that's why I always keep my phone right next to me. You never know. Let's see. Have you reacted to the expert evaluating the movie Pompeii? Yes. And Lady Jennifer, and I think that was one of my best react videos, because I added a lot to it, and the expert was phenomenal, by the way. She's really good. Are we getting a daily upload today? Today, I'm streaming instead of the daily. So today I'm skipping, and the reason why I'm skipping today, it's because yesterday's video, my reaction to Oversimplified, which is doing really well, is almost an hour long. It's 53 minutes. And tomorrow I'm dropping the Historicity of Jesus video, which is almost an hour long. So I thought I can't, like, I need to give people a little space with these big videos. So yeah, today it's like live stream instead of an upload. And then tomorrow there is the massive drop. Then if it does really well, the day after, I'll probably skip it, and then we'll resume regular daily uploads, because these videos that are really massive, I kind of want to give them a little bit of space to breathe. I might post after the Jesus video, the Historicity of Jesus video. I'll have to decide. But yeah, then we're going back to regular daily upload. And this also allows me to kind of craft the videos a little more. Yeah, I'm making a new Was Jesus Historical video. It's already made. It's on Patreon right now, but I'll post it tomorrow to everyone. Patreon supporters got support, like not support, what's the word, early access, but it's the video's ready, and it will be posted tomorrow midday. And Kendall writes 日本语 yeah, that would be Nihongo in Japanese, but I see that you have the simplified radical, so it's Mandarin. Oversimplified is so good. You didn't know? Oversimplified is everywhere. Like, the system spams them everywhere. They only post like twice a year, but when they post, it's like 10 million views. And I think it's well deserved. They do a great job. I freaking love them. I agree with that, John. 100%. Oh, you were writing that, Kendall, because that's the word you understand. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as in Chinese. It's just pronounced differently. Yeah. And I agree with that, Lady Jennifer. I do believe that too. A simplified series on the Punic Wars was very entertaining. Oh yeah, it was great. The animated thumbnail helps the algorithm. Probably, yeah. Do you have kids? Not yet. Hopefully soon. You disagree with Scipio Africanus being bold. I think it's because of the statue, right? There is a statue that we think it's him, and he's bold in that statue, so that's probably why. As I was saying, they used the other statue for Hannibal that I think is being disregarded, so I don't think that's a great statue. But then again, the statue was wearing an Attic helmet, and we know that those helmets were very popular with Carthaginian officers, so the helmet is fine. Jason, thank you for the donation. Just want to say that I appreciate you and your hard work. Thank you so much. So much I would like to say, but I only feel like there is a lot I want to say because of how engaged you make me feel with your content. Love it. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jason. Very good to have you here. Cool name, by the way. I love the name, Jason. Easy Gamer says, my son is 1.5 years old and it's the best decision I've ever made. He's awesome. Good to hear. Great. I hope he turns into a good gamer. Bakamitai is the name of that song. Bakamitai. Thank you, Kendall, for the donation. Very much appreciated. Can you do a video comparing Italian, Sicilian, and Maltese? Did I ever do one? I think I did one. Maybe not a comparison, because I made a few comparisons between Italian and Sicilian on my second channel, Metatron's Academy. That's the one dedicated to language learning and foreign language acquisition. I guess you already know that. And I also made one specific reaction to Maltese. I never made a full comparison. That could be a good idea. Thanks for the idea. Did you manage to try out Kingdom Come 2? Yes, I played it for about 4 hours, which I know that was a long tutorial, goodness gracious. So yeah, no, I played it. It's pretty good. But I don't like the dialogues up to this point. They talk a lot. Combat is fine, and the armor looks pretty nice. But I think I need to play it more to form a good, full opinion. I still haven't played enough, so I will play more. Because I want to have people have shared all sorts of opinions when it comes to that. I know you're aware. I don't want to repeat what someone else says. I want to play it, And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to I think I need to put at least 20 hours in the game before I can actually talk about it properly. Right? First live. Hey, Zoo Renard. Good to have you here. Why are you speaking much faster live than in your content videos? I guess I'm a naturally fast speaker, and on my videos I try to slow down. I suppose. Did you play Paradox games? I have, but if you want to know a game specifically, maybe you might want to ask me the title, like tell me the game. We need another pasta rant, Metatron. That video got yellow $sign. YouTube literally half demonetized me on that one. Could you believe it? My video when I complained about Bolognese. It's my culture, YouTube. I'm entitled. I have the birthright to complain about the correct representation of my people and our culture. But yet, yellow $sign. And I asked for manual review, and they confirmed it. They're like, no, not advertiser. Angry Italian is not advertiser friendly. I'm going to prove it to you. I can't wait to play Diablo 2 tonight, like you have no idea. I'm so excited, I'm giddy. Seriously. There he is. Top right, boom. Look at this disgrace. Italian man loses his shit watching Bolognese pasta. Hilarious. Limited ads. Thank you for that. Ad suitability. View feedback. We got the feedback. It adds confirmed by review. You see, I'm not full of it. I tell it how it is. This is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. So, angry Italian pasta rant affects my finances. Apparently. It is what it is. Isn't that insane? Isn't that nonsense? Oh my gosh. It is what it is. I say it is what it is too much during my live streams. So next time I'm going to write a sticky note and I'll put it here and I'll say, stop saying. I can't say it because I need to stop. So that expression. It's one of those that I use too much. Sometimes I use it during my streams, my videos as well, if they're not scripted. And I actually edit it out. Because I don't want to bother you, so I edit it out. Yeah, that happens. Is it because of the words in it? But I don't think so, because there is a 1. So I had to... Usually that works when you, if there is a word you think the system is going to block, but usually that's the auto, that's the bot. But if you put a 3 instead of an E, a 4 instead of an I, a 1 instead of a 4 instead of a, what is 4 for? An A. Sorry, a 4 is an A and 1 is an I. It still doesn't. They did that one. It's fine. They thought I was too mad. Maybe they thought I was actually wanting them dead or something. I don't know. I wasn't. I was like obviously theatrical about it. I mean, but yeah. See, now I wanted to say it again and I stopped. I had the urge and that's willpower on display for you right there. Dreamheart says Romans are way cooler though and less communist. well, yeah, there was no communism at the time. Oh my gosh. Man, wait until I make a video when they F up margherita pizza. They don't even know how to pronounce it. They call it margarita. That's the drink. And it's this like this pizza expert and you can't even pronounce it. I don't know if I'm going to trust you. You know, it's not margherita. That's the pizza. Margherita. Grazie. So yeah. And then you had to see the it's a video I'm talking about, and he was like adding all of this sugar and the amounts of salt. We do use salt in Italy. It's just the right amount, maybe a little more than the right amount, but that's it. Not some people are freaking suicidal with the amounts of salt that they. Yeah, the drink is margarita. The pizza is margherita. 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 Let's see. Lady Grey asks a very nice question, and the answer is going to be a little cheeky, but anyways, she asks, do we know if Nero actually set Rome on fire? There doesn't seem to be actual agreement on it. I'm making a video about it. We are working on it. We are reviewing all of the evidence to present a good analysis of it. And the video is going to be called, Who Was the Most Unhinged Roman Emperor? I believe production should begin next week. So next week. And so, yeah, that's happening soon. You'll have all of your answers with all the yeah. I'll recommend you to the video once it's completed. Maybe it's because you told the guy's mother to hang herself with spaghetti. Did I? I mean, if I did, it's hilarious. I don't remember doing that, but if I did. Hey, Dreamheart, thank you for the donation. If you could have any pet, including fantasy creatures, what would it be? Well, setting aside a pet dragon, which is the obvious answer. Or a wyvern. Wyvern. I can never pronounce it. Wyvern. My money's on wyvern. Gosh. If it's not a dragon, a mini golem? I'm going to have to say dragon, honestly. I can't think of anything else right now. A phoenix. Ooh, a pet phoenix. That would be nice. So you can get attached, and even if it dies, it comes back. It'd be nice. Yeah. We also use a lot of oil. You know, olive oil, when you use it and you don't cook it, it's good for you. If you fry it, then depends how much you do it and how often you do it, it's not really good for you. But if you add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil at the end, high quality though, not the stuff that they just like add a little perfume in it, the real deal. I love it. I'm getting a little hungry, I'll be honest. What's your favorite language to physically write in? Japanese and Mandarin, depending on the day. Yeah. Hello there. Hello, Speed Force. Good to have you here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I think olive oil is healthy. I agree. I think actually tonight I'd love to have some pizza. Let me text my wife and ask her if we've got pizza. Like frozen pizza. I know the frozen pizza isn't the best, but then again, I need to work with what I have, guys. Do we have any goat cheese pizza? I'll let you know. I will let you know. Do you like fried chicken? I love fried chicken, yeah. I love goat cheese. A little ricotta as well. It's very nice. Greek is gratifying to write into. Oh yeah, I should try that. Never tried to physically write Greek. Glory to Rome, glory to pizza. I agree, Greg. I think that was my wife. Let's see what she said. Do we have it or no? Okay, we only have margherita and then we have a mushroom pizza. You know, the mushroom pizza sounds good though. I think I'm gonna have the pizza with it has mushroom, little caramelized onions, mozzarella. It's pretty nice. I love goat cheese, yeah. Very tasty. Why are we talking about this? So yeah. Miss Metatron on the case, yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So what did you want?
I think I want the mushroom pizza because I'm starting. We've been speaking about food and I got hungry. It's their fault. It's on them.
It's all your fault.
Oh no, don't fall.
I'm gonna drop my phone.
Oh, you dropped your phone. We've got carpet. It should be okay. So yeah.
How is everybody?
Well, we looked at some miniatures together. And yeah.
Are you having a good stream?
Oh yeah, for sure. See.
I just had Sour Patch Kids.
Were they good?
Yeah. Very sour.
Very sour. Thank you, Jason, for the donation. Is there anything better than when your wife decides to be historically accurate and the two things you love most in the world merge into one? I agree. Absolutely.
When do I...
Best wife ever.
Oh, thanks, man. When do I be historically accurate?
Oh, I don't know, but we are accurate somehow.
Oh,
So.
goody. Glad to hear it. Okay, I'll do the goat cheese. I wish we had goat cheese ones, but I'll do
I know. I really wish we had goat cheese. We eat them immediately. Is that a dog? There's another dog, guys. Dog keep multiplying. Did you make a video on Caligula yet? That's gonna be in that video that I mentioned about the most unhinged Roman emperors. We're gonna talk. I mean, Caligula was a little.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, it was her idea, by the way. And so we are making on that video. We'll talk about Caligula, Elagabalus, Nero, Commodus. We're doing that. We're talking about all of those. It's gonna be a great video. You love dogs? Me too. Love dogs, cats, animals in general. I'd love a video on Sulla and Marius at some point. That is a very good idea. I should start working on those too. Does the 666 number represent Nero? For what I could see, it is a very interesting theory, and I think it could be founded. It could be founded. I'll see if I can address that too, in fact, since you reminded me of that. It could be, because it is very likely that that's where that comes from. I'm just going to put it here so that I don't forget to address it. Thank you for reminding me. That's very good. Thank you, Kleiner, for the donation. Have you seen anything with Professor Alica Poletto? Alica? I saw her on a podcast that had some interesting takes about Rome. No, I don't think I've ever seen her, unless it's one of those cases where I can't place a name with a face. So I'm just going to write it here so that I can look it up afterwards. Love your work, Pompey. Love shout out. Thank you. This Pompey thing is becoming a thing now. Yeah, she's great. The little Maltese Bichon Frisé mix. She's adorable. Very, very. Both dogs. We're very lucky. Both dogs are very, very affectionate. Excellent stress relief. Either that or wearing Roman armor. My recommendations. Are there any Roman emperors seen worse than Caligula or Nero? And from the point of view of the Romans, Elagabalus was one of those. Elagabalus, they freaking hated him. We know about the wife, but what about the waifus? There is Cammi, Tyrus, Ray, Ayanami. Who else? Well, Ayanami is just there because of nostalgia, really. When I was a kid, she was like a crush of mine when I was like 13. But yeah, Cammy and Tyrus Flair, totally, they're around. Who else? Probably, whoever got, maybe Chun-Li somewhere. They're all wife approved. Hello, Metatron, says Justin Dixon. I wanted to know if you could do a video if Roman legions customized their uniforms. Yes, they did. In fact, they weren't really uniforms. Based on where they were stationed or deployed. Based on where they were stationed, it's a very good way to put it. I wouldn't really know if they did based on where they were based, but they did. They wrote their names, for example, inside their helmets. That's one thing they did. And Carthaginians did too, by the way. They wrote their stuff in their own alphabet in the inside of the Montefortino helmet or the Phrygians. We have a few of those after the Battle of the Egadi Islands, for instance. So yeah, no, the Romans did personalize absolutely their shields, for instance. Their belt became more and more rich the more they would like complex. The more veterans they were, because they were making more money. So yeah, totally, that could be a very good video as well. I hate that it's one of those videos that like I'll make it, then you will love it, and the core audience will love it, but it will get 17,000 views. Because YouTube is a bunch of Muppets. But then again. Yeah. Anyhow. Yeah, I think I'm going to start considering this. Because we've been here for 2.5 hours. I'd say that's pretty good, considering I'm going to go live again tonight. I'm going to multi-stream. Yeah, I do want to play a game, but I'm too hungry. And I'm thinking, and I'm going to take a break anyways now to watch something with the wife. That's what we do every night. We like to watch a movie or watch other YouTubers play games. So I think, but I will come back live in maybe 4 hours from now. So if you're still up, check the channels. I will be live on Twitch, but I'll also be live on Metatron's Protectorate, my gaming channel, because I multi-stream. And yeah, we'll be playing some Diablo 2 tonight. Eventually I'll play more Half Sword, but I think I'm just into like that mood where I want to play Oblivion and I want to play Diablo 2. But tonight is Diablo 2, my friends. 100%. All right, so thank you so much for being here. Do remember, tomorrow there is the massive drop. Amazing video. I'm going to maintain a little bit of my voice, so I'm going to take a break. But thank you for being here, making the stream awesome. I really appreciated that. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Good night. Have a good one, Noble Ones. Thank you for being here. See you later for those of you who are into gaming. Bye. Ciao, ciao. Have a good one. Bye. Ciao, ciao, ciao.